He is a college instructor, a part-time musician, and he's the world's second most interesting man. Please welcome to the stage, Joe Kellogg.
It's great to be here. It's my first time doing stand-up. I am a 64-year-old comedy virgin here, so. You know that song, When I'm 64? I can't really sing it anymore because I'm 64. But you know, people are living longer and better these days, so I say, you know, 64 is like the new 46. And I gotta use that joke now because with time, that joke won't last. Hi, I'm 66. That's the new 66. Hi, I'm 69. But you know, age is relative, right? You know, I could live to be 100 years old, and I'd still never be as old as a rock. But you know, humans, we live a lot longer than most animals. My dog is 13 years old and he can barely stand. So I was thinking, if we calculated our age in terms of the dogs that we've outlived, the dog lives, I'd be about 5 dogs old. You know, my mom is here. My mom is here. She's 7 dogs old.
Go, girlfriend!
My dad made it to about 6.5 dogs. Yeah, when he reached the ripe old age of 6 dogs, he was a snoring piece of beef jerky on the couch. We should all live that old and be snoring pieces of beef jerky. But you know, I'm no spring chicken. I remember the 50s. I remember hula hoops. I remember poodle dresses. I remember polio. I don't know if you noticed, I do have a limp. But not Vietnam. No, I had polio when I was an infant. And, so I have a shorter leg, but which actually has one nice advantage. I'm very comfortable when I'm walking around the mountain. As long as I'm going counterclockwise. Coming back is kind of a bitch though. I'm a teacher, and according to Romney, well, according to Romney, you know, I'm one of that 47% I depend on the government for my check, and I am a victim. No, absolutely. I have to go to these boring meetings all the time, and I take no personal responsibility. Why should I? I'm tenured. As a teacher, you know, I have to be very careful. I can't cuss. I can't touch my students. I can't sexually harass. I just can't be myself. You know, teaching though was not my first career choice. I wanted to be a rock star. You know, the benefits look very attractive. You know, you get to have groupies and orgies in your big mansion, and you get to throw TVs off of the balconies of hotels because you can. Oh, you get to have it all. You know, you get to have more fun, and you get to have 10 lives worth of fun in a few years, and you get to have it all by 27. Yeah, you've done so much stuff. What better thing to do than to die poetically and leave a beautiful corpse? What greater glory than being a rock star? So while I was waiting for destiny to call, I went to CU Boulder for a few years. I majored in pot smoking. But now I'm older, you know, with age, I suppose, you know, we have more wisdom, and I don't have all those crazy, unrealistic expectations anymore. No. And I am thinking, you know, when I retire from teaching, though, I need to have like something else to do. So I was thinking I will open for the Rolling Stones, okay?
Yeah.
You know, and they can have top billing. I'm not a glory hog. So I've been married twice. My first wife and I, we had irreconcilable differences. I was a warm and wonderful guy. She was a bitch. At least, you know, that's the way it seemed at the time. I know. You know, I loved that woman at the time, you know, I did, you know, but the well of love can be dry and things don't work out. So I just hope she finds what she wants. And she wants to be a total psycho. I say, be the best total psycho you can possibly be. I'm married now. I've been almost, to my second wife, almost married for 20 years now. Wow. Well, thank you very much. You know, but, I kind of miss the wild, crazy passion of when we were first getting married. I asked her, you know, how do you want to celebrate our 20th anniversary? And she said, have an affair. I understand, you know, with time, you know, that libido begins to kind of wane. But, you know, you see these ads for these products like Cialis, okay, you've seen those, you know, men with erectile dysfunction. And they make it sound like the problem's always with the man. The women in these advertisements, they're smiling because, you know, they're going to get winked, they're happy. See, that's the message of the, you know, happiness, you know, is a dependable woman. That's happiness. So buy Cialis, right? Anyway, my wife, she wishes I had less libido, actually. She thinks I'm a horn dog. And I resemble that. You know, but dogs are loyal. They're protective. They're kind of single-minded at times, I suppose, but they're, you know what makes them happy. And but my wife, she's waiting for this ad to come out. Ladies, are you tired of obligatory marital sex? Try it Down Boy. Comes in a convenient powder that you can put in his coffee. Side effects may include drinking and watching Fox News. But you know, love, hey, you know, it's not easy. You know, finding good love and hanging on to it, kind of like drilling for oil. Sometimes even a good well can run dry. And so what do you do? You know, when the well runs dry? Do you abandon the well? Do you drill another one? Or do you frack it? You know, just like, you know, with an old oil well, you know, where there's still a lot of oil that's just trapped deep in the surrounding rock. You know? Sometimes in a cold heart of stone, there can still be some love trapped, trying to come out. Just need some hot steam to get it flowing. So, but you know, I still love my wife. I still want to frack her. Well, it's a work in progress. My time up? It's my time up?